I used to be a Democrat until I did my history and found out the misery that party brought to my race. Let's pay restitution. How about the Democratic Party pay for all the misery brought to my race? So said NFL legend and Super Bowl champion Burgess Owens. Wow. Now that is the way to shut down the Democrats. That is the way to use the truth to turn the tables on the liberals. From Breitbart, NFL legend and Super Bowl champion Burgess Owens does not agree with the Democrats about much. However, he does agree with them about reparations, except he believes the Democrats should be the only ones who have to pay them. During stirring testimony in front of the House Judiciary Subcommittee on Reparations, Owens blasted the Democratic Party for all the misery they've brought to blacks, citing everything from the party's support of slavery, the KKK, Jim Crow laws, and abortion. The testimony was in stark contrast to that of other speakers, such as actor-slash-activist Danny Glover and writer-slash-activist Ta-Nehisi Coates, who were much more favorable about the prospects of the federal government issuing checks for reparations. From the Hill, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, RKY, on Tuesday said that he does not support reparations for descendants of slaves, a topic that has become a point of debate in the 2020 election cycle. I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently living are responsible is a good idea, McConnell said. We've tried to deal with our original sin of slavery by fighting a civil war, by passing landmark civil rights legislation. We elected an African American president. McConnell was asked about reparations during a weekly press conference, which comes a day before the House Judiciary Committee will hold the first hearing on the issue in a decade. I think we're always a work in progress in this country, but no one currently alive was responsible for that, and I don't think we should be trying to figure out how to compensate for it. First of all, it would be pretty hard to figure out who to compensate. No, I don't think reparations are a good idea, McConnell continued. The House Judiciary Subcommittee on the Constitution, Civil Rights and Civil Liberties is holding the hearing Wednesday to examine, through open and constructive discourse, the legacy of the transatlantic slave trade, its continuing impact on the community and the path to restorative justice. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, Democrat Texas, reintroduced legislation that was initially spearheaded by former Representative John Conyers, Jr. Democrat Michigan, that calls for a study on reparations. Senator Cory Booker, DNJ, has introduced legislation in the Senate that mirrors Jackson Lee's legislation. Though it would form a commission and does not call for African Americans to receive payments,